Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy that's just trying to get by. And welcome to my first token topic. Now, unlike my other segments, I have not made a video announcing this in the future. But, you know, I'll just flat out say that unlike my ADD or ADHD reviews, my token topics are mainly me focusing on one subject matter for a little bit. Keep in mind that my token topics are my own observations and my own opinions. They are not matters of fact or anything. This is just me taking from what I've seen and from what I've read and giving my thoughts on the subject matter. And today is going to be a little interesting. Today is something that should normally go under my comic book concepts, but I feel that it's necessary to talk about this. And that is basically reboots and remakes, you know? Or more specifically, why do you see more reboots and remakes in the movies today? You know, I ordered Shin Godzilla a few weeks back, and my copy finally came, and I started watching it. You know, both I watched basically the dubbed version, well, not the dubbed version, the translation version with the subtitles first, and I started watching the dubbed version, and you know, I was planning to make this video, but watching Shin Godzilla, it really hastened it, you know, and I figured this should be a token topic because there's a lot that some people might not be aware of or might not understand, and I figured why don't I just give my 2 cents on the issue. Alright? So, first I want to talk about the difference between a reboot and a remake. I've seen that most people use the term interchangeably, but there's an actual difference. You see, a reboot is basically starting something that's already been established and just giving a bit of a new take on it, but acknowledging to some degree some things that were already previously established in other movies or TV shows and everything. An example of a reboot is actually Superman Returns. Another example of a reboot, which since I'm watching Shin Godzilla and everything, an example of a reboot is The Return of Godzilla, or Godzilla 1985 for the American audience, you know? So those are examples of reboots, you know. A remake is basically a movie that you're getting a entirely different viewpoint and telling and establishment of a movie that's already been made, you know. An example of a remake is basically actually Night of the Living Dead. But Night of the Living Dead, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, you know, we actually have Fright Night that came out a couple years ago. That's a remake. We also have the Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th movie. Those are remakes and everything. And Shin Godzilla itself, that's also a remake, you know? Now, with all of this and everything, you know, most people have realized that nowadays, more movies that are coming out are mainly remakes or reboots of past things. Or, you know, they could also be like, you know, things that have come out that are already established and people just making movies of some old forgotten things. Why is this? You know, for a very long time, I personally felt that Hollywood just ran out of ideas, you know, and there's a good argument for that as well right now. But working in accounting and beginning to understand how business is a little more so, and understanding how people work and deal in Hollywood, it's safe to say now that the reason why we're seeing more remakes and reboots in movies, particularly Hollywood movies now, is because everyone's trying to make a quick profit. You know, and granted, for a long time, people have always, the way of the country, United States is a capitalist society. We are driven by business, and the main point is to make a profit off of anything. But more so now, while the economy has rebounded, some people are still not really feeling the effects of it and everything. You know, studio execs know that people are less likely to go to the movies because they don't have the disposable income they have and everything. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to bank on making a quicker buck by rehashing things that has already made money in the past and expecting the media, well, not the media, the masses, to go out and watch these movies in the movie theaters and everything. You know, now people have been hip to the game for a little bit, and they notice that, you know, most of the movies are out there like rehashings and everything, and some people are going out more so still. More people have stopped going to the movies as much, and with less people going to the movies, ticket prices have jacked up as well as other things jacked up. So less and less people are going to the movies, with movies that basically seem to not have much of creativity to it. But at the same time, people still spend money on the movies. So the studio executives, they're like, you know what? It makes us money, and it can make it money quickly and everything. We'll just basically do remakes and reboots. So that's the main reason why you're seeing that. What's my opinion of it? My opinion is basically it's terrible. It's basically an insult to the fans and everything of movie buffs and moviegoers and all. Yeah, it's an insult, but also you also have to keep in mind that most of these execs are not driven by going out to the movies as much. Most of these execs now, they're not people that like were into the business from like the lower level and worked their way up like it was for a long time. Now it's basically a bunch of people that probably inherited or just got into it and were just strict business people, or you know, numbers people and everything, just looking at what amount of money that got in and all, both domestically and worldwide, which is something I can get into another time, you know. However, it does really kind of dissuade some people to get into the field, feeling that their creativity will be stifled, and you know, it actually limits the imagination of us. So I really feel that this practice is really like, you know, a negative on Hollywood and the film industry as a whole. However, it is what it is. But those are my quick 2 cents on basically why there are more reboots and remakes that are being released and everything. You agree? You disagree? Or got a comment? Drop me in the comment section below. Give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, the dorky token block guy that's just trying to get by, and I'll catch you guys later.